Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the call. My name is Dr. Curt, and I am glad you are here. What a great evening we're having here in Fargo, North Dakota. The weather's starting to warm up, and we're seeing some warmer weather, and the snow is starting to melt. Actually, I'd say about half of it has melted. So, yeah, I like that. But along with melting snow, we get floods. So I'm watching the river. The river's just across the street, and they're saying that it's going to be some of our record flooding again. I like that. No, not really, but it'll turn into summer. So we're tomorrow. I think we're just barely going to get over freezing. Enough about the weather. Tonight, we want to talk about collagen. Katie, are you going to go on video or just talk today?
I was just getting my water. No, I've got some great slides for us to share. And there's some from Sisel's material, actually. Let me just bring on my camera. Hello, welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. And,
thanks for being with us.
Thanks for being with us too, Dr. Curt. And if you've just joined us, welcome. And if you're watching the recording, thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch the recording. So I'll bring up the slides, shall I? And there's nothing new that you wouldn't have seen. And I also want to thank Ian too, if you're on the call, with using some of the slides that he'd done previously.
Thanks, Ian.
So I want to thank him. But yeah, thank you very much. It's great content. And also the other information was shared by Sisel Corporate on their Facebook page. So, all right, well, we'll get into it. A quick disclaimer. So none of the information we're sharing today is designed to treat, prevent, cure, or diagnose any disease or illness. The information has not been evaluated by the FDA. And if you are unwell, you should consult your healthcare provider. So we just wanted to put that in there. But have you seen these slides, Dr. Curt? So Sisel's been sharing.
I have not seen them.
Okay, great. So I'll go through them and let you talk through them.
Yeah, I was just looking over the information on the Sisel website. So as I'm looking at this first slide, that looks a lot like the information found on Sisel's website.
Yeah. So this is so we're going to talk about two products today, two collagen products. It's a really interesting topic, the topic of collagen. It's really started to become a lot more popular in the last, couple of years. And there's a very good reason for that, because it has so many health benefits, and we're going to talk about those today. Sisel has two great collagen products. So Sisel has the collagen B3, which we're going to go through now. And we've also got another collagen product called Renovator. And and so Curt will jump in and talk about both of those. And we've got some slides we're going to go through with some great content. So Sisel put together these slides on the collagen B3 product just to educate people about the benefits of the product and what is the point of difference between Sisel's collagen product and Juice's collagen products. But they're not all the same. And let's really try and understand what is the difference and what makes Sisel's product different to other products on the market. So the collagen B3 product contains 11 vitamins and minerals, as well as MCT oil, chaga, hyaluronic acid, which are all essential in staying healthy and looking younger. It's really great for skin. So we've got some comparisons, which we'll show in the next slides, but it says competitor 4 was the closest competitor, only having 7 vitamins and minerals and no MCT oil or chaga. And competitor 2 didn't even have enough vitamins or minerals to be able to claim on the supplemental facts panel. If I drop out.
Yeah, you're really cutting in and out, Katie.
Actually, hopefully I don't drop out. My playing up. Hopefully I don't cut out. And I'm going to go buy a new one today, I've decided. So, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Let me just say here on this slide, I don't know where your slides are, if you have any slides describing what collagen actually is. collagen, if you look at the word, what it means in old language, it means glue. Collagen means glue. And what that means is collagen is the glue that holds your minerals together in your bone. Collagen is the glue that holds together the amino acids in your muscles. Collagen is the glue that holds your skin together, gives it its plumpness. And so what happens is that as we age, we tend to lose some of that collagen. And then because of disease and because of diet and things like that, a lot of people lose collagen other ways too. And you start to get, like, you can have premature wrinkling, you can have joint problems, and we're going to talk about, that I'm sure we're going to talk about on the slides that collagen B3 has 3 different types of collagen, where a lot of the products on the market will only have 1 type of collagen. So, Katie, I wanted to throw that in there, and then MCT, of course. I usually use MCT with my patients. I'll use it. I'll use it for patients when they start having memory problems, when they start having dementia, when they start having early signs of Alzheimer's. I can't make any medical claims, but if I'm using it on my patients that have early signs of that, obviously there's studies that say that it helps. So that's important. And then of course, chaga is probably one of the best immunity mushroom family products on the market as far as that goes. And then it also helps with digestion. The one thing about collagen, when we take a look at it, type 3 collagen is really, really important for the digestive system. Katie and I, when we talk about good digestion, when we talk about having good bowel movements and things like that, it always comes up that we talk about these tight junctions, how the cells, the single layer of cells in your gut are packed tightly together, and then it's the mucous membrane that protects it from having incompletely broken down proteins getting through, and that's what causes a lot of autoimmune type problems. But when it does break through, but if you're having any autoimmune problems, and there's about 86 known autoimmune diseases that are named. There are 86 named autoimmune diseases. I think there's actually quite a few more than that, but they just don't have a formal name. But type 3 collagen, which is one of the ingredients that we have in collagen B3, B3 meaning we've got type 1, 2, and 3. It's really, really important for that. And then, of course, we've got biotin and tryptophan being the building block for serotonin, which is the feel-good hormone neurotransmitter. So not only does this make you look better and feel better, but it makes you mentally feel better too. So, Katie, I just wanted to add that because I don't know your slides and I don't know where that would fit in. So I just threw it in now.
Yeah, excellent. Very good points there. So thank you, Dr. Curt. Yeah, so this slide's really talking about fairy dusting. So this is a common practice in the industry where, supplement companies will just put a tiny token amount of a particular ingredient so that they can actually say it's in there. And then when you go look at the label to see how much is in there, it's barely anything at all. I remember a friend, actually a neighbor, who's on a limited budget, went and bought a multivitamin that was on special. I think it was like $2 or $3 from the supermarket. And when I had a look at the quantities of minerals and vitamins in that product, it definitely was a fairy dusted product. I mean, you may as well probably have thrown it in the bin. There was hardly anything in there to have any benefit. So this is something Tom Senior would always say, is to check the label and compare to other products. So also the other thing is the price of collagen. So the average price range for collagen product, but price per gram of collagen, it is anywhere from 4 to 11 times cheaper than most of our competitors in this particular product. We're looking for the amount of collagen in a product and the price you pay for the actual collagen, that is the product. Look at the supplement facts panel and the amount of collagen in one serving. Take that amount of collagen, multiply it by the number of servings, then divide it by the price and that number. To compare the collagen B3 price per gram, multiply that by 376, which is the amount of collagen in the product. Also, make sure you look at the amount of collagen that is in the collagen blend. With competitor 2, and we're going to show you the slide, 4.2 grams is the proprietary blend, had 13 ingredients and only 1 contained collagen, bringing the amount of collagen even lower in the product than shown in the comparison graph. So that's all very nice words, and we'll show you that comparison here in a second. But it says that the collagen B3 has around 16 servings, which is the industry average, but it contains 35 grams of product in each serving. This means with each serving, you're getting more collagen, vitamins, and minerals. You're also with competitor 3, it has the closest amount per serving to the collagen B3, but only has 15 servings at 8 grams per serving. So in the whole product, there are only 120 grams of the product for $43. To match the amount of product you would get with the collagen B3, you'd have to spend $200. So you've got to, you don't want to compare apples with oranges. You've got to compare apples with apples. And so, Sisel have done this research here. You would have seen this particular slide here, perhaps, Dr. Curt. Let me just move this here. So you can see in the first one, you've got the Sisel Collagen. So we've got types 1, 2, and 3. And we've got the MCT oil, the hyaluronic acid, and we've got vitamins and minerals. We've got sugar in there, number of servings, amount of collagen in the product, amount of collagen in one serving, and the cost. And so then there's top competitor 1, top competitor 2, top competitor 3, and 4. So we're not mentioning the actual brand names, but they're popular competitors in the market. And so Sisel's put together this comparison table so you can see that really the Sisel Collagen B3 comes out leaps and bounds ahead of the other products. So you really know that you're getting a high quality product. And that is really the point of difference with the Sisel products is, you're purchasing direct from the manufacturer. Sisel, the company, they own their own manufacturing facility, which is Supernaturals, right next door to the Sisel offices, and they produce all their own products. And so, they're the manufacturer. So we really have, getting our information firsthand. And I think that's really important. We want to be able to getting a product that you can A, trust is of good quality, and B, is not contaminated and doing any ill harm either, which is really important. So did you just want to add anything to this one here, Curt?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at that, I mean, there really is no comparison. Take a look at that, what you're getting. You get 23 grams in a serving, and that's 2 scoops. And boy, I tell you what, it's a good tasting product. I have it every morning. I take my 2 scoops right away. And I think it tastes really good. It's got a really good vanilla taste. Usually what I'll do is I'll mix it in my coffee because it makes it taste like a latte, and it's really good. But the other thing that I want to point out is when you look at the types of collagen, types 1, 2, and 3, those are the most abundant types of collagen that are in the body. You look at competitor number 1, competitor number 2, they have type 1, type 2 collagen. Number 2 just has type 2, which that's just for joints and for bone. It doesn't help with the skin or anything else. But then you look at the competitor number 3 and number 4, and what they'll try and tell you is they say, oh yeah, but our product has all of these 5 types of collagen. Well, folks, I'm going to be real honest with you. When you start trying to put in 5 types of collagen, read the studies on it, read the research on it. What they end up doing is they put so very little of each collagen in it that it really doesn't do you any good. And to having that type 5 and that type 10 collagen in there, it really doesn't help it. And then look at the number of grams that they're giving you, 3.1 and 5 grams. Yeah. So I just had to throw that in because I've done some reading. I did a talk on this on my doctor's clinic call when the product first came out, and that's what we talked about.
Fantastic. Yeah, so as you mentioned there, you said type 2 collagen is meant for the joints and bones. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. So that brings us to the next product. So that's a sort of a wrap for the collagen B3. So if you haven't tried it, maybe when you do your next order, add that to your shopping cart and give it a try. It's a really great product, and you highly recommend it. So we've got some really good testimonials with the collagen. I mean, you yourself got good testimonials with the collagen B3, haven't you, Curt? You noticed a big improvement in your skin.
Yeah, and I just like the product. It there's so many things with collagen. I'm 61 years old now. I turned 61 a week ago, and at 61, I'll tell you, I mean, I feel better now than I did 20 years ago. I have more flexibility. I have more ranges of motion. I have a lot less chronic pain, and I attribute it to all the great products that we have at Sisel.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic. So this is the Renovator product. So Renovator is a specially formulated supplement, is specifically for musculoskeletal joint and cartilage function. So this one does support the skin, but it's really targeting, for joints. And, as we suffer from a lot of overuse of our joints, and the joints start to get inflamed. So, consider it, can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. Sorry, it's just saying my computer was cutting out.
Yeah.
Check here. Yeah. So this here we've got the ingredients here. So we've got type 1 and type 2 collagen in this particular product. But we've got the denatured and the undenatured. So, how does that can you talk?
Well, let me say a little bit about,
we were just talking about the different types.
Yeah, when you talk about type 2 collagen, again, it's specifically for bones and joints and things like that. So Renovator, it's a joint product. It's to help you get rid of pain in your joints. It's to help you rebuild arthritis and things like that. Again, we can't make any medical claim, but denatured protein or collagen, what they do is they take it and they mix it with different things, and then they cook it, and then they liquefy the collagen so that it's easier it's easier to put in a product, and there's some properties of it that are good, but it's easier to put in a product. And when you look at most products that are on the market that use type 2 collagen, it's all denatured. But you need some undenatured collagen as well. And what that is that's collagen that's not in it's not modified. It's allowed to be used just as God put it together. So it'll go into the body, and it'll do some things that the denatured collagen cannot.
Yeah, fantastic. And so in this product, we've got a number of other ingredients, and they're listed here, but we're just going to go through them in the next slide. So we'll cover them in a second. But so here's some benefits of the collagen. So muscle mass study. So this is not done on our product. We're talking about independent studies done on collagen ingredient, and a 290. Sorry, what happened? I cut out.
Yeah, you're cutting out a lot. Yeah, I was just going to say that, when you look at the study, and this isn't done, like Katie was saying, this isn't done on our product. This is done on just type 2 collagen. And what they found is that they were able to retain muscle mass and increase the muscle mass and strength when people took this type 2 type of collagen, which is found in our B3 product as well as in our Renovator product. And then also they found in a study that it helped with skin appearance by, like I was talking about earlier, it helps to plump up the skin. Think of if you're crossing a bridge, you look at all the girders and all the cables and the wires that are holding that bridge together. That's what collagen does with your skin, is it holds your skin together. So it's got the appearance of a nice smooth feature, where if your collagen, if it breaks down, or if you're not getting enough collagen in your diet, your skin's going to start falling in on itself. And that's what happens when you start to have wrinkles. The collagen breaks down, and the skin folds in on itself, and it tries to protect itself by folding in. And so when you start getting the collagen back, it rebuilds that structure.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, since I'm cutting out, Curt, I'll click through the slides and you can talk about the ingredients here.
You bet. So with and I'm probably not going to say this right, but lithophanium calcium is a type of an algae. It's a coral type of an algae. It grows in water, and it's rich in calcium and magnesium. Magnesium, of course, it's a mineral in your body that's needed for so many different processes. I think over 2,800 different processes, biological processes that go in your body, but helps with detoxification, eliminating water, getting rid of water retention. Think about that with joints. When you have arthritis, what happens? You get inflammation, water retention. That's what inflammation is, water retention. You get rid of that. It reduces pain, and it gets rid of effects of physical stress on the joint. Very good stuff. And then MSM, methylsulfonylmethane. You know, I heard about this methane way back, probably about 1991, when I first started really discovering MSM. We didn't learn anything about it in chiropractic college. I graduated from chiropractic college back in 1987. So 4 or 5 years later, when I was actually practicing as a chiropractor, I heard about MSM. And MSM, or organic sulfur, was found in all of a lot of our foods, our fruits and vegetables and things like that. But what happens is that because of processing the food, the MSM, the methylsulfonylmethane, the organic sulfur, is pushed out of the food, and a lot of it is taken out and used as cattle feed. They give it to livestock, and they don't worry about humans because they didn't really realize that we needed all these vitamins. They thought they could fortify it with synthetic and man-made vitamins instead, which turned out they can't. But MSM then, so how they actually make it is when they process wood, when they process trees, they cut down trees and they grind it up and they make wood pulp, and then they use the pulp to make paper, right? So they make paper so we can write on and things like that. And then they take the organic sulfur, and that's where we're getting the MSM. It comes from that. Did you know that, Katie? That's where they get MSM, is from wood pulp.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah, and but MSM is one of the necessary ingredients. Organic sulfur, I should say, is one of the ingredients that your body needs for healing. And so think about it. If you injure yourself and you don't have enough organic sulfur in your body's going to get to a certain point in the healing process, and it's going to stop. It's not going to skip that process. It's just going to stop. It's going to stop healing. Well, what is arthritis? Most arthritis is where the joint got damaged, and all of a sudden now you got this worn out joint. Well, what if we could take and we could finish that healing process? Well, for a lot of us, it's too late. Maybe you injured yourself 20 years ago and you didn't have enough organic sulfur in your diet back then. All of a sudden now you got that arthritis. Is it going to get rid of it? Probably not. But what it'll do is it'll get rid of the inflammation, and it'll help rebuild. It'll help to rebuild the joint as much as it possibly can. And that's really, really important. So,
isn't there the sulfur in the fucoidan as well?
There is some sulfur in fucoidan as well, yeah. But it's but this is and that's why fucoidan is so good at getting rid of inflammation, right? I mean, because think about it, Tom Senior used to always say, you take it, and within minutes of taking it starts to get rid of inflammation.
Yeah, amazing. This is the next ingredient.
Yeah, boswellia, great anti-inflammatory. I'm trying to think of some of the other names that it comes under, but boswellia is really, really good. A lot of the topical products that you take and you rub it on the skin. I think Thermarol used to have boswellia in it, but it's just a great natural anti-inflammatory. And devil's claw, another ingredient that they use on a lot of these topical type of ingredients. When you look at mineral ice, they call it mineral ice. You rub it on a joint, it kind of warms, and it's kind of got a cooling effect at the same time. That's what devil's claw does, and it's a great natural anti-inflammatory, really, really good. Helps with a lot of people that have worn out joints, which is what we call osteoarthritis. And then this one, I didn't ever hear about the green lip mussel until after I started hearing about Renovator, when I started using this. And again, think about it. It's a shellfish. There's a lot of natural things that come from the sea. Remember, our body is 70% water. So it just makes sense that things that come from the sea are going to have a good effect on our body as far as relieving pain and getting rid of joint pain. And, and again, rebuild the joint, get that fluid in there. Think about it. When you hear people say, oh, I've got arthritis, I've got bone on bone in my knee, I've got bone on bone in my back. Well, wouldn't it make sense that if you could take and you could give them something that would add that fluid, add that lubricant back into the joint? It's going to increase the joint mobility, just like it says here.
Yeah, fantastic. You know who talked a lot about green lip mussel that I heard in the last few years was the vet when she was coming to see my senior dog who's no longer with us, but she was really onto the green lipped mussel for dogs and for aging animals.
You bet. You bet. Yeah, Chewy was always taking this product. Yeah, I dumped it in his food. He could find capsules and he'd spit them out. I'd wrap it in hamburger and cheese and he somehow he could take and he could unwrap the hamburger and the cheese and he could spit the pill out. And so I had to just open it up and dump it in his food and
Yeah,
he hated it. Huh?
Yeah, he hated it though.
Yeah, he didn't like the food when I put it in there because you can taste it. It makes it kind of have a bitter taste to it. But then I would take and I'd dump some barbecue sauce on it, and he was okay with it.
Well, the other thing that's quite, the fucoidan's quite, sweet for the animal too, and salty, so they like that too.
No, he didn't like that either.
Really? Oh, he's fussy.
He was a fussy eater, so I had to put barbecue sauce and beef broth on everything so he would eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we talk about curcuma, curcumin, and you turmeric. You think about that. I mean, boy, it's just there's so much research on it that if you haven't heard of turmeric and curcumin for joints and for the gut and for all those other things, yeah. I mean, you gotta do some reading.
So for so the curcuma longa is the extract from sorry, just had a minute. Look, is the extract from turmeric. Is that right?
Turmeric. Yep.
Yeah. So people often using those words interchangeably, but actually you have to. People say, oh well, I just add turmeric to my food. I eat a lot of turmeric, but no, because you have to eat a tremendous amount of turmeric to get the same amount that the actual extract. It's just not possible to consume that amount.
Yep. Yeah, and there's other things in turmeric that you want, but you want the highest levels of curcumin for joints and things like that, and so the curcuma longa is actually the most powerful of all the curcumins that they've discovered.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so it's got lots of benefits.
Yeah, when I first started using curcumin and turmeric, it wasn't actually for joints, Katie. I mean, when I first started using way back in the early 90s for my patients, it was actually for IBS, for irritable bowel and Crohn's disease. That's where I started using turmeric and curcumin. It wasn't for arthritis. It was for Crohn's disease and IBS. And I had great results because it got rid of that inflammation. And again, like I was talking about, it closed those tight junctions between the cells in the gut, and it helped get rid of that leaky gut syndrome.
Yeah, fantastic. So it has other properties, antifungal, antibacterial as well. So we'll just continue on there. Fennel, great.
Yeah, and fenugreek, I guess when I first started using it, it was mainly for the blood sugar, like it says there, helps lower the cholesterol, helps control blood sugar levels, and that's where I mainly used it. But what I found is that when you look at fenugreek, it's got some other really good properties, and it decreases pain. It helps. It's a natural pain reduction.
Wow. Okay, so the recommended dose for the Renovator is 4 capsules daily. So yeah, you take the 2 in the morning, 2 at night, or would you just take the 4 at once there, Dr. Curt?
Yeah, and I'm just going to say this, I actually take more than that. I take 6 a day. And I remember when I was talking to Tom Sr., he had a really bad shoulder. I don't know if you were aware of that, but he had a really bad shoulder. And he told me he was taking 8 a day. He'd take 4 in the morning, 4 at night, and it would keep his shoulder pain under control. And so he was taking a double dose. So don't be afraid of taking extra. It's not going to hurt you. And it's actually going to help. When you look at the dosage on a vitamin product, for the most part, you got to remember that the dosage is written more on terms of a maintenance type of a level. It's just like when we talk about the age pill, you know, the 6 a day is considered the maintenance level. But if you really want to get some bang out of your product, you know, you got to take a double dose or sometimes a triple dose. And that same thing goes for a renovator. Don't be afraid of you know, if you take the 4 a day and you're going, oh, it doesn't seem to be helping, bump it up to 6 a day. If that doesn't seem to help, give it a week. If it's not working, bump it up to 8 a day. If that's not working, bump it up to 12 a day. And then once you get it under control, what I always tell people is kind of think of it like in terms of you know, how long does it take for the body to really repair? It really takes about a month for every year that you've had a problem. So if you've had arthritis for 18 years, it's going to take 18 months for you to get that joint repaired. You know, and that's just kind of a figure that I learned a long time ago, and it varies for everybody. Somebody said, well, how long is it going to take? Well, you know, it varies for everybody. Some people, you know, 2 weeks they're back to normal, and some people it takes a lot longer than that.
Yeah, wow. Okay, and we've got some testimonials here. So can you hear me okay? Am I cutting in and out?
You're coming in really clear. Yep.
Okay, great. So we're nearly finished here. So this was a testimonial from Christy. She said she was experiencing pain at night in her hips and lower back issues, and turning from side to side, even laying on her back didn't relieve the pain. She was awake for a couple of nights, and she took the 3 Renovator before bed, and she found that, you know, her pain was gone, and she slept through the night. So she feels this is a great product for her. So that is a really awesome testimonial. And another testimonial here that she opened a bottle of Renovator for her father for Father's Day for his knee pain, and he took it daily, and he was really happy with it helping his pain, and he was able to sleep.
All
so
right.
Yeah, so that is another great testimonial there. And then here we've got another testimonial again with knee pain, surgery. This person's had surgery, failed wrist surgery, and having lots of aches and pains. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but anyway, they were seeing a specialist, and he was suggesting to have an operation and fuse the bones, but he had a splint instead and started taking the Renovator, and he now no longer needs the splint. So, you know, as you said, it can really support the body to do what it does naturally. And again, we're not making claims about the product, but, you know, it does support overall health, doesn't it?
Yeah, you bet it does. Yeah.
Okay, and that's it.
Thanks for being with us, everyone. You know, every week we do these calls. We try and bring good information. We usually talk about products and you know, and sometimes we talk about the business too, because, you know, really it's a network marketing business, and you know, and so we really want to focus on the products, because that's what's kind of fuels the business. But at the same time, we want to talk about the business aspect of it too. So sometimes we talk about that. But you know, Katie is expert on products, and she's gone to school since graduating from college and gotten some extra training on nutrition and that. And I'm a chiropractor. I've been practicing for over 30 years, and my background for the last 20 years has really been just nutrition. And then I do a lot of stem cell work, working with people doing stem cell education, and I work with a couple of clinics on patient education as far as stem cells. And you know, all of this stuff, it just leads to helping people find a healthier life, because you know, when we start looking at longevity, you know, half the battle is just making sure that you get there in one piece. You know, I mean, if you get to be 90 years old and you feel like you're 180, what good does it do to be 90 years old, right, Katie?
Exactly. There's not much point. You know, quality of life is extremely important, and that's, you know, it's not just longevity, it's the quality of our life.
Quality of life, health span versus lifespan.
Exactly. That's
All
a
right.
good one. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.